Are you a gentleman who feels like you might need a bro, a female bra? Today, we are going to talk about man boobs, why they happen, what it means about your hormone structure, and specifically neuroendocrine balancing techniques and tips that will literally change your man boob experience. I'm really excited, gentlemen, to dig further into today's topic because so many of you have written to me. So let's dig in. Welcome, gentlemen. I'm Dr. Melissa Gallagher. If you are new, welcome to my channel. I hope you will hit the subscribe button and notification bell. So today we're talking about man boobs. Yes, men have breast tissue, and some gentlemen have an exorbitant amount of breast tissue or growth and development in their breast. So I want to delve deeper further into it. If you're snickering, it's totally okay. I know sometimes this is an uncomfortable topic, but on my channel here, I dig into topics that I know sometimes are uncomfortable that you might not want to be talking to your doctor, even your spouse or significant other. And it's okay. I'm here to support you on your health journey. We're going to dig into the root cause of what's going on, and we're going to talk about resolutions. Okay, so number one, this affects over 50% of men throughout their lifetime. Some a little sooner than others, but what we see statistically, 1 in every 1,000 men actually experiences male-related breast enlargement. There's a technical term for it, but at the end of the day, we call it man boobs. If you have experienced andropause, which is a really common factor for men between the ages of 50 and 60, and now we even see gentlemen in their 40s going through andropause. This is very common. So I want to dig into what all is causing the man boob experience that really might be frustrating you. It might be causing you to feel self-conscious, and you just want to figure out what to do so you can get rid of them. So this is the underlying hormone factors at play. One, you have high excesses of estrogen. That's a female hormone, and men do have estrogen, but generally estrogen is not going to be the dominant reproductive hormone. In your body, in the man boob body, that's exactly what's happening. So there's a receptivity in the breast tissue, as well as, gentlemen, in the prostate tissue as well, to estrogen. That then causes an accumulation and tissue changes, and we start to see an accumulation of pectoral fat. So that's number one. Also at play, number two, is low testosterone. The ratio between your estrogen and testosterone is so great that testosterone is no longer the dominant hormone in your body. And in fact, the major underlying component at play for man boobs is an imbalance in your stress hormone. We call that cortisol. And I actually test it. So we test your adrenals. Those are two little glands that sit above your kidneys. So if you have kind of mid-back, gentlemen, mid-back pain, kind of feel an achiness, and you can't quite pinpoint, like, why is the middle of my back sore? Those are often your little adrenal glands kind of talking to you. Adrenal gland dysfunction or hormonal dysfunctions for men can really ramp up the extensive breast enlargement that you experience. So this is what happens. We're hardwired as cavemen and cavewomen. So your caveman brain registers stress, and it's all types of stressors. It's environmental, it's chemical. So these are things that we don't always control. It's mental, it's emotional. So stress is the underlying cause of the acceleration or the extensive excesses in estrogen in your body. So let me backtrack and explain this a little bit further. That caveman hardwiring will trigger the stress hormone. So for instance, if you have stress at your work, if you have stress in your family, if you have been working on your house and you have mold or dust, or you have allergies, or you have digestive grievances, if you have skin rashes or psoriasis and eczema, if you have headaches, if you feel fatigued, those are all factors. If you're not eating enough organic fruits and vegetables, if you're eating a lot of meat and it's not organic and grass-fed and it's really enriched with hormones and pesticides and herbicides, and corn, those can all be factors that are peaking your estrogen levels. So let's talk a little bit about cortisol. When cortisol is high because of stress, internal or external, and the state of man boobs is a stressor all on its own, your cortisol will peak, it'll rise, and it'll often be higher. It's not uncommon for me to have men who are off the charts on their cortisol. There's just like an arrow because the number doesn't even register. When that occurs frequently throughout the day at different peaks, your cortisol enhances your insulin level production. You often become insulin resistant or glucose intolerant, so prediabetes and diabetes will be an underlying symptom. But the main thing that happens in the male body is your testosterone gets converted to estrogen. There's an actual trigger. So cortisol literally creates this enzyme that takes testosterone and converts it into estrogen. So what's crazy is, as a man, your experience with man boobs is because of high cortisol and cortisol imbalances that's converting, basically stealing, leaching your testosterone and making it estrogen. So while a lot of videos and exercise professionals will say, do pec muscle exercises, and I'm all for pec muscle exercises, I think that is very helpful for some of the fat burn. It doesn't resolve the reason behind the neuroendocrine imbalances. That's what's at play, gentlemen. So while pectoral fat is a part of the issue, the underlying issue is excesses of estrogen. What's causing that, if we go deeper, it's cortisol. And so I do testing. So if any of you want to do testing, I'll include links down below. This is not an infomercial for testing, but literally, I've had so many of you write to me saying, how do I get rid of my stubborn belly fat? Because it looks like I'm 8 months pregnant, which I haven't done that video. If you want it, gentlemen, comment down below, let me know. And then the second most frequent question is, how do I get rid of man boobs? And like, why are they happening? All of a sudden, it's like, you know, I had all these stressors, we moved, I changed jobs, you know, my daughter got married, or I had a divorce, or whatever it is. Stressors cause hormone imbalance. And at the underlying cause is cortisol imbalances. And then that whole caveman brain thing that goes on, there's this negative feedback loop. It's literally the cycle, and it's like your body and your hormones are on a hamster wheel. So this testing, getting cortisol under control, we have to evaluate it, we need data. So we can't speculate, we need quantifiable data. We use saliva, we do saliva sampling. We quantify that data, we assess how high is your cortisol or what are the imbalances and the degree of them. Then we go to work in blocking those enzymes from being released. We go to healing your adrenals by using adaptogenic herbs and a whole assortment of other compounds. So that, gentlemen, is the underlying reason why you're dealing with man boobs. I hope you'll consider the underlying factor, because it's often something that you're not going to think your way out of, and you're not going to work out your way out of it. And in fact, if you are having a lot of adrenal imbalances, working out can often be a stressor as well. So that's just a little caveat, little warning. Not saying don't exercise, because exercise is very beneficial. Meditative exercise, yoga exercise, Pilates, the not so high impact like CrossFit, or really hardcore like pumping weights for more than 30 minutes. So I hope this is helpful. If you love this video, give me a thumbs up, please. YouTube will appreciate the commentary that you guys make, so please ask away any other men's health questions. I am running a series, so this is video 1 in my men's health series, and I'd be curious, what other topics do you want me to talk about? Do you want the next topic to be about how to get rid of the intense, thicker, dense belly fat? I'd be happy to do that. Thanks, gentlemen, for your time. As always, I'm grateful. And as I mentioned a little bit in this video, if you're dealing with any prostate inflammation, prostate challenges, or even erectile dysfunction, this whole negative feedback loop is at play. So I'm going to encourage you to check out these digital guides. I've built one for the prostate to fix, literally to fix the prostate, as well as how to deal with erectile dysfunction. Thanks, gentlemen, again for your time. I'm beyond grateful. I'll see you on my next video.